Hi guys, I just wanted to let you know I was in the middle of doing a tank review of the Soviet T-80 when I got a Skype message from one of my viewers on Twitch, and he sent me a screenshot to something. Now, this screenshot is something that I want to share with you guys, give a brief idea of my thoughts, and that is this. The Japanese are coming to World of Tanks. Right here, guys, as you can see. If it'll let me zoom in, which it won't, unfortunately. You got the USSR, Germany, America, France, the UK, China, and Japan. The land of the rising sun has finally come. Well, I should say, is on its way. I was watching a little bit of the strafe and run, and what did me in was the fact that, and just to see, there is no Japanese just yet, and I am a fair person. I'll give you my fair opinion of it. A couple of weeks ago, Jingles was asked in one of his Mingles with Jingles whether or not what nation would he add, and he said the Japanese. Now what you got to understand is Jingles is also a wargaming community advisor and content advisor, so I think there's something going on there. I may be misreading it, I may be reading too much into it, but the interview with Jingles is, as far as I know, still on. He hasn't corresponded back with me yet, but then again, he has been extremely busy with his contests and with his competitions. And so I just wanted to let you guys know, what do you think? What do you think of the potential add of the Japanese? I know if you look at the Japanese, let's see, go to wiki, here we go. If you look at the list of the Japanese tanks, there is quite a long list, as you can see here. List of Japanese armored vehicles from World War II. Now they have something called tankettes, which I'm assuming is, basically baby tanks or prototype tanks, but they also have the prototype tanks listed. Tankettes, Type 92 Shokodazu, I'm murdering that. Type 94 Tanketi, Type 97 Taki, Type 92 Joishikura, which was a combat car, which I don't think we'll see. Type 93 was a light tank. Type 95 Kenu was a rail tank, which means it went along railway tracks. We won't see that one. But there's a whole bunch of light tanks, a whole bunch of mediums, including the Chiha, I believe. No, the Chiha is not listed. They even have a command tank, the Shikai. They've even got heavy tanks, a super heavy tank even as well, called the Oni. Type 95 heavy tank, super heavy tank Oni, which, as far as I know, yep, there is even production history on it. Let's take a quick look. Weight 100 to 120 tons. So it's considered a heavy tank. 10 meters in length, 4.2 meters in width, 4 meters in height, with 11 crew. Holy cow, 11 crew, guys. Let's keep reading, shall we? Armor, maximum 200 millimeters thick. Main armament was a 105 millimeter gun with 2 light rocket artillery canisters. Well, the rocket light artillery canisters, no, that won't work. They won't add that in World of Tanks, at least I hope they don't. They may add it onto the model, like the ears on the T-29. Secondary armament was a 37mm Type 1 gun and 3 7.7 machine guns. It was powered by 2 V12 gasoline engines at 550 horsepower. Power to weight ratio is 8.33 horsepower per ton, with a speed limit of 25 km/h. So basically, it would go as fast as the current Super Pershing. So it's probably something along the lines of somewhere playability of somewhere like the TOG. Slow to get there, but when it gets there, it gets there. let's see. The Ore was a name given proposed by a Japanese series of super heavy tanks to be used in the Pacific Theater. The vehicles was monstrous, carrying 11 crew in its 100 to 120 ton body, but only one 120 ton Ore model was rumored to have been built in 1944 and afterwards sent to Mershua. Exact information is lacking, however. It is unknown whether it saw combat, whereas the original plans called for 3 turrets, for 1 large cannon and 2 smaller guns. More advanced experimental prototype, the ultra heavy tank Ore, which featured no fewer than 4 turrets, and it is unlikely that the ultra heavy was ever actually built. Okay, so the ultra heavy, no. But what they may do, like the M3 Lee, how it's got that useless turret on the top, 2 of the turrets may be dummies. So, wow, way to go, Japan. Japan finally getting some armoured love, huh? Of course, it has imported tanks and vehicles, captured vehicles, Vickers Crossley armoured cars, British light tanks, Renault FT-17s, otherwise known as Kyo light tanks. Again, we see those in the Chinese line, captured by the Japanese. Let's see, Renault NC1s, Vickers 6 tons, captured. Nice. They may see an appearance as like a tier 2, tier 3 sort of thing, but maybe a premium tier 2, tier 3. Samada. Oh, not much information on Samada. The M3 half track, captured American M3 half track. Again, you see these sort of vehicles in War Thunder, but you won't see it in World of Tanks because they just won't add those. It's about tanks. So there's the British Universal Carrier, of course. You know, it was captured by the Japanese. Again, another armoured car. I don't think you'd get to see. You may see some modders make a modified version of it, but yeah, I mean, just the Type 95 disinfecting vehicle and Type 95 gas scattering vehicle. Chemical warfare vehicles, no, they won't be added because they just. So some of the armoured vehicles, others. Okay, let's take a look at what experimental information is out there. Ah, the Type 2 Hurrah tank destroyer, very similar to the German Elephant tank destroyer. Experimental tank destroyer 105, very similar to the German Sturmgeschütz. So the Stug, basically. Okay. But it had a 105. Ooh, so you're probably looking at tier 8, tier 9 tank destroyer there, if they added it. Or maybe a tier 8 premium. It's an idea. Let's see what else is going on. There's the Choha. Let's see the self. They even got some artillery pieces. Nice. Had a 75mm gun. 12 to 25 millimeters of armor. Yeah, so 17 tons, 10 horsepower per ton, bell crank suspension, 38 km. I could see this being in the game, probably at tier 3, tier 4. You know, I could see that. I could see that. What else? Let's take a look. Some more self-propelled. Type 4 Hatu. 300mm mortar. Ooh, no, not. I know mortars aren't used in water tanks, so they may modify that Type 4. Let's see what else. Take a look. The Hurrah, possibly inspired by the German Ferdinand or Elephant tank destroyer. Holy cow! I can see that as a tier 10. Numbers built 1, an incomplete prototype. But I can definitely, let's see, Type 5, 75mm tank, an 88mm gun based on the Type 99 88mm anti-aircraft gun was planted to turret in a later model. So this may actually be turned into a tank destroyer. That's the mock-up of it, of what it initially was going to look like. Very, very very German-esque in design. Yeah, it may become a tank destroyer. Take a look. History and development. A single unarmed prototype of the Type 5 Chi-Ra was completed by May 45. The prototype was abruptly abandoned to free up manpower, critical resources to concentrate the development and production of more practical Type 4 Chi-2 medium tank. Project launched in Japan in the final days of World War II. Production could not advance beyond prototype stages due to material shortages and the loss of Japan's industrial infrastructure to the Allied bombings of Japan. Let's see. Secondary armaments, don't really care about that, it's just machine guns. Water-cooled Kawasaki Type 90 aircraft engine. 45 kmh. Wow, that thing would be fast. It would be fast. Let's take a look at that medium tank it mentioned. The Chi-2. Ooh. Can you say Soviet Type T-34 look-alike? Let's take a look at it. Got some angling in it. Especially on that lower glaciers. Check out that angling on the lower glaciers right there. Of course, that's going to be flat, so everyone will probably aim for there. Aim for here on the side turret. Aim for here or here. So yeah, I could see water tanks putting this in at maybe tier 4, tier 5. Let's take a look. So yeah, see, 75mm gun. So again, like the M4 Sherman is a tier 4, tier 5, tier 6. So this may be a tier 6. Not bad. Numbers built. There were 2 built, so it's not like they don't have it. And at 30 tons, 5-man crew. Yeah, so you're looking at about tier 5. Yeah, I'd say tier 5 would be a good little start point for it. So they've even got a excuse me. Oh, bless me. They've got a designated blueprint design here. So yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, that was pretty much all they would need to get a designated model going. Oh, damn it! Bless me. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, I could see it. I can see that tank maybe being a premium tank. If they gave it, say, I don't know, 30 tons. Let's see, 420 horsepower. It's a supercharged engine. It's diesel. So let's see. I'd say tier 6. A tier 6 with, say, because it's a medium, we'll give it, say, 770. No, tier 6 mediums, they get between 750 to 800 dollars. So I'd say give it 800 hit points with an upgraded turret, you know, and give it, you know, engine options, of course, you know, you would, track options, radio options, etc., etc. Yeah, I could see that. I could really see that. Let's see. And there's a Rokai tank destroyer as well. The Rokai was a more powerful tank destroyer, gun tank version of the Type 5 Chi-Ra, using 105mm cannon in place of 75mm design. The design was possibly inspired by the German Ferdinand Elephant tank heavy tank destroyer. No prototypes were ever built. So yeah, like I said, oh, that's it is a Chi-Ra I'm looking at. So yeah, so you could see it as either, you know, the artillery piece or the tank destroyer. But that medium tank looked pretty cool. Let's see. They've got a lot of medium tanks. The Shinkai, Japanese Type 97 Shinkai tank. Doesn't show any pictures or any weapons. No. Damn. But it does list a whole bunch of their cannons, self-propelled guns that they have. 75mm, naval 12cm, experimental 105s. Wow. 15cm howitzer. Whew. That's a big howitzer shell. Let's take a look at some of the light tanks. Let's look at the Kiru. Oh wow. Wow, can you say T80 look-alike? can you say T80 look-alike? Here you go, guys. Let's do a little side by side here for a second, shall we? That's a Soviet T80. Well, it looks just like a Soviet T80 in my opinion. By the start of World War II, Japanese field commanders realized that the standard light tank of the Japanese army, the Type 95 Hago, was obsolete and had performed well against the National Revolutionary Army of China. In the Second Singlo-Japanese War, successfully engaged the United States M3 Stuart light tank on the Bataan Peninsula in December 41. Although its 37mm gun was adequate for most light armoured designs and built for the 1930s, they like the tank of the US Army tanks of 1941 designed to fight enemy tanks, but rather to support the infantry. And no light tank in World War II was designed to build and engage medium tanks such as the M4 Sherman. Type 95 was unavailable to variable to 50 caliber light machine gun fire in attempts to address these shortcomings via the Type 98 Kini. And Type 95 Kini did exist, developed by the Mitsubishi Corporation. Okay, so yeah, they've got some decent meat on this bone potentially to get it out there. I would say get it out there. I would say throw it out. You know, stop working on lines that already exist in some tanks that the Japanese are coming with the advent of that screenshot as I showed you right here. Looks like the Japanese are on their way. So who knows, guys, who knows. I am going to end this video with a stay safe, keep your shells flying, keep your enemies dying. Cobra Commander is out.